right, what's up, everybody? Everybody, look, why can't I talk today?
Words are hard today.
Where look? Okay, what's up, everybody, and welcome to your Essential Detox podcast. I am your girl Ebony, and she
And
is
I am your girl, Pearl.
yes. So thank y'all so much for tuning in. However, you tune in to your podcast, whether it's YouTube, Apple Podcasts, think it's Google Podcast, Spotify, whatever it is you use. Thank you so much. We
We
totally
are there.
appreciate it. Now, y'all may be like, what in the hell is going on with y'all heads? Look, your girl is doing her doctorate degree. So, doing my hair wasn't really exactly the thing that I needed to do today. So, it ain't get done. So, that's why we got this beautiful purple bonnet, okay? It's all tiny and shimmery and everything. So, you know, it's a little something. You know, it ain't the
Oh,
biggest thing. I don't have on my best glasses, but I can see. So,
that's all that matters.
and I'm over here smacking too. So this is the life of a doctorate degree person.
Me, I went and got my haircut yesterday and I put a bonnet on after I greased my scalp and I haven't taken it off. So
Yeah,
yeah.
we,
that's uh that's
we
pretty
both
much it.
we both at home. Uh we had our own little places, and yeah,
Mhm.
kind of what it
That's
is today.
that's the gist of it, really. I'm just lazy. I didn't feel like
Mhm.
taking it off and then retying it.
Mhm.
That's just it.
And
Is
granted,
that I'll
and granted,
probably take it off tomorrow
And
just to
granted,
get.
I'm walking, but and I could have just
Yeah,
sprayed him with sea salt water and just did up. I don't got time for that. Cause right
nobody got
now,
time for that.
I don't got time for that. Like once we get done with this, I gotta finish writing this paper. I got like two other ones I got to write. The
Woo.
class don't end till Wednesday, but I'm trying to have a week off. So,
Oh, I don't blame you on that one. Best to get it over with. I told you I was I'm creating a course on my job.
mm-hmm.
How to handle difficult call situations.
Mm,
And when I tell you that I've never created a course before,
mm,
and it is a lot of work that's going into this.
mm,
Um, I'm gonna get with my supervisor tomorrow about because part of my research before I know what my objectives are,
mm-hmm.
but as far as like planning out the content for the course, I have
Yeah.
to do research, and my research will plan out how my content is gonna go. And so what I'm thinking about doing is interviewing some of the reps and some of the managers on what do
Mm-hmm.
they think their next where was some difficult calls that they've had.
Okay.
So on top of that, you know, we might as well say we're already in August. I have training coming up on the 22nd of August. So I have
Well,
to
you
get
gotta
ready
have
for
this
that.
ready. Mm-hmm.
Well, no, it's not really like a time frame on it because when training starts,
Mm-hmm.
um, that's gonna take up a lot of my time. Because
Mm-hmm.
the prep work before training starts and even during training.
Mm-hmm.
Like we have like a new update coming out on the second
Mm-hmm.
um of our homepage. And so with that being said, I have to take different screenshots because that affects the
Mm-hmm.
content and the training content that's going to go
Mm-hmm.
out. So I have to update that.
Yeah.
And then, so my plan is to have my course done. Um, my projectual date is September the 20th.
Okay. Okay.
So I want to know, although I want to get like the research done, like I want to interview. I gotta ask permission if I can record the interview because that might be some content as well for
Mm-hmm.
them to watch. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's a lot. Like I finished one major project and I stepped into another one.
Yeah. But it's all good. Hey, we are working professional women,
Yes,
and we got stuff that we doing.
we do. You know what, Nisi? Honestly, don't get me wrong. I love my job. and I love it. Like I this is like a think I can really say I really found like my career. Um, but I really just want to win the lotto so I don't have to
Girl.
work anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Working is so overrated right
I
now.
like it.
like,
I like it.
I miss, even though it was a
Girl.
struggle during that time, but I literally miss those 4 months that I was out of work. Because
Yeah.
the only thing I did was I woke up, put in applications, checked emails,
Yeah.
did some little side hustle projects to keep some money flowing,
Mhm.
and that was it.
Look,
That's
all
all I had
that,
to think about. But
all that,
now, now it's just
it's too much.
uh
It's,
and then I had my performance review, my six
mm-hmm.
months performance review on Thursday. I did good. I
Okay.
did really, really, really good. So my supervisor is really happy and proud of me of the progress because I've been working in this new position. I've been on my job for a year now, but I've been in this new position 5 months now.
I thought it
And
was four.
huh?
I thought it was four.
I started February the 4th. I
March,
started in this new position on Valentine's Day.
March. Okay, girl, I can't count.
I know. And so she's been very happy with my progress because it's not like a role that you can just jump in and do. It's certain
Mm-hmm.
aspects that you have to learn
Yeah.
how to do. And
Mm-hmm.
so, this is gonna be my second class going solo on the 22nd. I
Nice.
don't know how many students we're gonna have.
Yeah.
So it could be three like my last class, or did I have four?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think I only had three. Could be three or it could be six.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah. I
But
know this work shit is for the birds. Like,
it really is.
I love what I do. Because those that don't know, I'm a mental health counselor, therapist, however you want to name it. And I truly do love what I do. I really, truly do. But when you work for a private practice and you have to have a certain amount of client hours, and then you have to write progress notes.
Mm-hmm.
It's very tiresome. Um,
Mm.
and the thing is, my caseload is still building, and I'm doing my degree too. So,
How many how many clients do you have now?
so with the current, with my current private practice that I work for, I want to say I probably have about six, maybe 16. But some of them, but like a few of them, I only see them bi-weekly.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so because otherwise, if I didn't see some of them bi-weekly, um, I would be closer to my I would be closer to the number that I need as far as billable billable hours. Um,
Oh,
yeah, because I gotta have a certain number of billable hours. And I mean, that's fine, but because I only work Monday through Thursday, it's a lot. I mean, because even if I was working Monday through Friday, it still would be a lot. So, like, it don't matter. It's a lot. But
it's a lot. Yeah.
I mean, but I'm doing it and I'm making it happen for myself. And I'm doing this doctorate degree and making it happen for myself. So, because I got goals, I got dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so when you have those goals and those dreams, you just my mom always told me that the only thing that comes to a dreamer is a dream.
Yep.
And so if you want your dream to come a reality, you have to put in the work in order to get it. And sometimes that's some hard work to
Yeah.
reach that dream. But at the end of the day, it's worth it. And
Yeah.
so
Yeah. I just
For
can't wait
me.
for my next class because it's easy. Well,
That's good.
it's
It's
easy, and I already have how I'm gonna do it. I don't wanna say it on here how I'm gonna do it, but I have how I'm gonna do it. And so,
that's good. You already got a plan.
yeah, I'll tell you later.
Okay. And so for me, if y'all don't know, I know I've been pretty vague in the in some episodes about what I do. I work for Outlook Amusements, which is a company based in Burbank, California. And when I first started, I was a customer service rep, so I answered phones.
So,
I
psychic.
did for psychics. Yes, I did. I could. That was our main business. The name of the psychic company is California Psychics. I did that for 10 months, answering phones. A position opened up for the customer service training coordinator. I applied, and I've been doing that position for the last 5 months. So yeah, that's what I do. I don't normally tell people about the aspect of the psychics, Ebony, because a lot of people they just don't understand. But you blurted it out.
Exactly. I mean, that is a job.
It's a job, and
It's a
it's a decent job. The company that I work for, when I tell you, it's so family oriented. Like, everybody is just so friendly, so warm, so welcoming, and everybody wants everybody to succeed. Like, the growth opportunity is amazing if you're putting in the time and work as a customer service rep. Like, if that's the route that you want to take, entering the company, then the growth before I even applied for this position that I'm in now, I was on my way up to becoming a level 3 CSR, and I had only been working for like 8 months.
wow.
And I already did level 2. I was on my way up to level 3. I was going to get trained for level 3, but we had to cut it short because I applied for this position. You know, uh,
That's gross.
that's growth. It's the growth. So
It's
like
work
I
for it.
Yes. Yes. So I truly, truly love the company. I absolutely love my supervisor. I told her on Thursday on my performance review, you are by far the best supervisor I have ever had. Like, she is so patient, so kind and understanding, and I do everything within my power to make her shine, and she does what she needs to do to make me shine.
Nice.
So we are a team. We are a good team. In our little atmosphere of our little department. Jeanette is my supervisor, and she is over me and two other people, which is our QA department as well. So we work hand in hand on a lot of projects. And again, like I said, I can't praise Outlook Amusements enough. It's a very good company. Now, I will say this though. I think it's for, like, we've always had conversations about, like, retention, and I think the only reason why some people might quit being a CSR is sometimes the customers can be a little bit much. I'm gonna leave it at that. It can be a little bit much, but company wise, beautiful company. Yeah.
Cool.
All right. So let's get into it.
Yes.
So today we are going to talk about some of our previous television series that we're currently watching, and what we can't wait for new series that's coming out this fall.
Hmm.
Okay. So do you want to go first, or do you want to go? Should I go first?
I mean, I don't really think it matters because some of these shows we kind of watch them together anyway.
That's
We
cool.
like we watch them. So, I mean,
All
it's,
right. So I'm gonna go first. I started watching this series a year ago. It should have came out. The season 2 should have came out a year ago, but due to COVID and the pandemic, they had to push it back. So, and a lot of people watch this, and this is P Valley. Okay,
I
P
mean,
Valley. We know we are going. You know what? You gotta do your paper, but we're gonna do a watch along with you. At least the
okay,
first season. At least the first season.
okay.
Okay, we can do that. We need to do that. But P Valley came out back in 20, I want to
22.
say, yeah, 2020. Thank you. 2020. I started watching it, and if y'all don't know what P Valley stands for, it stands for Pussy Valley. Okay, that's what P Valley stands for, and it is based off of a true story that not in Mississippi, but in Memphis, Tennessee. There
Okay.
actually was like a P Valley of Memphis, Tennessee. That's where the origins start. But
Okay.
in the world of P Valley, it takes place in Chucalissa, Mississippi.
Okay.
Chucalissa. And the club, it's a strip club. It's owned by Uncle Clifford. Okay. The character's name is Uncle Clifford. And he has a whole host of strippers. And what I love about this Uncle Clifford is a um I don't want to put him like in the realm of like um a drag queen, but he dresses as a woman. Okay, nails, wigs, and looks really nice too.
Mhm.
He is openly gay.
Okay.
But the main thing about this show is that it has like a lot of characters that you can relate to. Like you
Mhm.
see like this struggle, like the Chucalissa is pretty much the poorest part in this universe of Mississippi. So you've seen like a lot of struggles between the divider lines of whites and blacks.
Okay.
Very realistic. Um, it has a very good soundtrack. Like my favorite actors is um, Alfonso Nicholson, who plays Lil Murder, who later becomes together. He Lil Murder is a up and coming rapper,
Okay.
and he is on the down low.
Okay. I look at that
And
now.
so he takes an interest in Uncle Clifford. And so one of the lines when they got together, because Lil Murder wants to take Uncle Clifford out in the public. And so Uncle Clifford is older, a little older, and he
Mhm.
says, "Where are we gonna go? Ain't nobody gonna accept us, especially me being who I
Mhm.
am." And so Lil
Mhm.
Murder, he was like, "So we just supposed to fucking suck in the dark?" That's what he
Oh,
said. That's what he said. That's
I gotta
exactly
watch
what he
that.
said.
I
That's
gotta
what he
watch
said.
that.
And then another character, her name is Brandy Evans. She plays Mercedes or Sadie's. She is like one of the top strippers there at the club. And I relate with her. Well, not really, I relate with her, but I understand her struggles. She got pregnant at a young age,
Mhm.
and her sister took custody of the baby because she couldn't take care of her. Her
Mhm.
mom is a total hypocrite. Woodbine. Like she thinks that she's all holy saved, but
Lord
she
have
it's
mercy.
always the ones,
Yeah.
But she can dance though. Besides being a stripper, she can literally dance. And her dream is to open up her own dance studio.
Nice.
And so with the money, she making good money, making
Mhm.
really good money, and she was like filtering that money with her mom through the church that her mom was going to. I'm not gonna give you all the details because I want you to watch it, but her
Well,
mom did
everything
a
else
dirty.
is cool.
Her, her mom did a fucking dirty. Like instead of her giving the money to her daughter so she finally found a place, this woman actually gave the money to the property lady so she can start her own church. Yes.
Oh
Yes.
shit.
Yes.
Girl, damn.
So another character,
Ooh.
and I didn't even know this woman was British, but she's British, but she pulls off this southern accent really well. I
Girl,
can't
that's
think of her actual name, but her character is Haley. Like she's came from like a whatever the really bad flood that happened in Houston during that time. So she
Mhm.
washed or came through. She stole somebody's ID. And so when she came to the club, she said her name was Autumn Night because every stripper have a name. And so what she did was running away from this dude, and she was laundering FEMA money. So she was like making like she was like she had this scam running And so Mercedes heard Mercedes caught on and they got into it and they was like getting money, getting money, getting money. And on top of all of that other drama, the city of Chucalissa wanted to tear the pink down to build up this casino because it's a nice waterfront property. And they wanted to build a casino. And so Uncle Clifford, he's a good he's good. He's helping out his girls, trying to stay afloat. He didn't want to sell because the club actually had been in his family for a while. For a while. Turns out his grandmother, Grandma Ernestine, played by Loretta Devine. Yes, yes, played by Loretta Devine. Used to be on that pole. She was a professional pole. Used to be on that pole. But now Grandma Ernestine is blind, so she can't. but it's been in the family. And so it was like they had deadlines. Like if you couldn't pay if they couldn't pay on the mortgage or whatever the property taxes, the city was going to take it. And so towards the end, Clifford couldn't play. Uncle Clifford couldn't pay. And so here come Autumn Night came in and dropped the fucking money. And turns out the mayor, his godson, was the one from the company that wanted to buy the property, and he couldn't outbid her. Like he said, he didn't have permission to outbid, but they had a whole little thing going on. They tease each other, but they didn't mess around to season 2. But they both wanted to, especially him, because his wife was born as fuck.
Girl,
another key character is Keyshawn. Her super name is Miss Mississippi. Okay. Real vibrant. She's all on social media. Love her. The only thing that I don't like about Keyshawn is that I don't know if she feel like she doesn't deserve better, but she has a baby daddy. They have 2 kids. He's white. Nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
But he beats on her. And she don't do nothing about it. Don't really know what's up with that. But, she gets a little murder so they can start this little murder night. And like me to girl, little murder night was wild as fuck. Okay? Wild as fuck. Because we talking about little murder, we talking about murder. Little murder night got wild. But it was a murder. Because the old dude that had been hunting Haley or Autumn Night found her at the club. And got caught. But that's leave. He got shot by Mercedes. Yeah, it was a whole.
You have to tell me who did it.
My bad.
But you have to not tell so many details.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna quit though. But anyway,
move on. Because you're gonna tell all the little dirty secrets.
I am, but either way, okay, I'm gonna end it right there. It's an awesome show. The characters are really realistic and refreshing. Like I said, I really love Uncle Clifford. He's always looking out. He's very fierce and protective of his girls. He has a personality that matches his style. I became hooked after the first episode, and I was mad when they did due to COVID that they couldn't, start season 2. Season 2 is underway. Still, it started off slow, but it has definitely picked up. I'm not going to get into season 2, but it has picked up. Very intriguing. It offers up really good questions about person's sexuality, the morality. It's just a really good show. If you are interested in watching P-Valley, I'm gonna let you know right now, this is not for kids. This is a grown people episode. There are realistic sex scenes in this TV show, especially season 2. Because I had to clutch my invisible pearls on some scenes. but it's a really good show. It's a really good show. 10 out of 10 for me.
Okay. All right. Cool. Um. So I guess we're just gonna go back and forth with it.
We can.
Okay. Um. One show. Well, a show that I am. Uh. That I've already watched, and I'm just waiting on the new season. Is Kingdom Business on BET Plus.
Okay, we can talk about that one.
Y'all,
Roller
y'all,
coaster ride right there.
roller coaster ride. You see Yolanda Adams, who plays Janita Jordan, queen of gospel artist, just
I didn't
beautiful.
think Yolanda had it in her.
All I know is, baby, she is a vicious bitch.
Bitch. She is a bitch.
Vicious bitch. Oh my God. I was like, ain't no Jesus in none of this. Ain't
Girl.
no God. Ain't no Holy Ghost. Babe, I mean, just
She she
the
corrupt.
gospel ain't.
Her husband, which is the bishop, bad.
I mean, her husband is just disgusting. Her
I'm gonna
daughter,
take
I
it.
feel so bad for her daughter.
I feel bad for her daughter and the son, but
And
let
the
me hope
son, I feel bad for them because because it's like they don't even, like, they just,
they don't. They so naive. And let me tell you something. I'm gonna say this right quick. The actor who plays the bishop, her husband. I don't know his name, but I have not fucked with that dude since Soul Food when he cheated on Terry. So I ain't fucked with him since Soul Food. So when I saw him, he was the bishop. I was like, this motherfucker here. Here he is cheating per usual. So I just had to get that out. I had to get that out.
oh my God. But girl, I can't believe you. But I can't
I'm
believe you though.
serious. I'm
I
serious.
it's like I can't believe you, but I can't believe you. But here's the thing for me. I like the way they depict the kids
Mm,
because it's very real about things that people go through and and how they go, and going through mental health issues when you've had multiple miscarriages and then right when you was about to have a baby miscarried,
girl.
and but you miscarried again, and then there's just all of this, there's just all of this stuff.
That
Then
was the seventh one. And you know how she stretched, and you know how she stressed when she said the seventh? And I was thinking, like, biblically speaking,
girl,
seven is the number of completion.
I was like, ooh. And for me, I I just, the other part that I really enjoyed that I feel like I could really truly identify with was the son.
Mm-hmm.
Him
Taj.
being, yeah, Taj, and him being in this position where you have all these new, fresh ideas. You're trying to bring new people in. You're trying to bring, Kingdom Business Records, up into the millennium, and and bringing other, fresh voices and things like that. And your mama is just like, fuck that.
All
Like,
about me.
I'm the only fresh voice. Anybody else?
Right.
I will. Now, I will say one of my favorite parts was her having these dreams.
Those
And
prophetic dreams.
yes,
Yeah.
and then Kirk Franklin.
Kirk
He was
Franklin came in
prophesying,
as the prophet,
being the dream decipher, as
trying to
well
tell her
as
to do right.
telling
Trying to
her
get
to
her.
do right. And here you go, you know, if because at first it was, when that last one came, it was like, okay, she really was like, let me get my shit, let me get my shit together.
Yeah, or I'm gonna lose my
Not,
voice.
the only thing she could not get her shit together with was admitting
Mm-hmm.
that, what's his name? Michael
Um,
Jai White's character. See, normally I do know the names. But
the
anyway, Michael Jai White's character. That number
yeah,
one was her first love and the person that she should have married. But
she really should
along with
have.
her daddy,
Julius Caesar. His name is Caesar. Caesar. Caesar.
Caesar, yes.
Caesar. Caesar. Caesar.
There we go. But going along with her daddy and marrying the bishop, which should not have married him because she didn't
Mm-mm.
really love him.
Mm-mm.
And pretty much putting on this persona like y'all are just the great perfect family and y'all not. I honestly believe that in a lot of these like church families, that is
Shit
really
like
happening.
shit
I
happens
honestly
like that.
believe that. I honestly, I'm not gonna say every family is like that, but I definitely do believe that there are some that is like that. That when you out in the open, oh, you all, y'all together and oh, praise Jesus, praise God, and hallelujah, and oh, worship the Lord. But then when it's behind closed doors, you and your husband ain't even sleeping in the same room.
Not even.
Y'all ain't kissing, y'all ain't hugging, y'all ain't
Husband messing around with your secretary. Tamar Braxton just got on my whole
Tamar,
fucking nerve. Tamar, I'm sorry, Tamar. Tamar
girl,
Braxton got on my nerve. You so acting like some obsessed, crazy
girl,
side chick. You the side chick. You just stay in your side chick place.
girl,
And what she did, girl. What she
girl,
did. They got her rebel's friend killed, thinking she helping him out.
girl, girl. Y'all, it's so much.
I
It's
think
so
my
much.
it is my favorite character. Honestly, is Rebecca Bell. I
Yeah.
love
Mm-hmm.
her because I
Yeah.
feel like
Favorite character, I love
she wants to do better,
it.
but
Mm-hmm.
she's been hurt. She's a lot of trauma, and she just
Mm-hmm.
don't know how.
Yeah, and the one thing that I love that she did, kind of at the end,
She refused to
when
get
she was
baptized.
leaving, yes, when she refused to
I
get
loved
baptized,
it.
she was like, and
Yep.
she straight up looked at him and said, "I'll do it
I'm
on
not.
my own time.
I'm
I'm
not
not
ready.
ready."
And that's
Girl,
important. That I think that's important because
because
I
see,
know.
they're trying to play Jesus. She like, look, I've seen these gospel records and really put some feeling into them.
But getting baptized is a whole
Where
nother
y'all
level.
do, but where you trying to take me into having this whole gospel persona?
Yeah.
Nah. Uh-uh.
I love that she's trying to stay true to herself. Like,
Yes.
yes, I'm walking into this gospel genre, and really, and I agree with what Caesar said. When you walk into gospel, things are different. It's a different vibe, but
Mm-hmm.
you still have to be true to who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Like that song that she was trying to produce by her friend, that her friend wrote in her journal. I think that would have been a beautiful
Baby,
gospel song.
when she said, God, you get on my nerves. I said, ooh,
But that's real though.
that's so real because y'all,
That's real.
I felt, girl, I felt that all
I
through my life.
have I
Because I was
have
like,
a
God, you be getting on my nerves too.
I have a friend who I've known since college, and like she's been going through like a lot of things dealing with her faith, and she basically said in a post like, God, I don't trust you. I don't trust you.
Ooh.
But that's her truth though.
Mm-hmm.
And so she was going through that kind of like with Rebel, is that I don't trust you, and she was being real and honest with God, and she said that because she was open and honest, she said this is what she told me. She said now God told her that now I can use you.
Mm. Yeah.
I think sometimes a lot of people don't want to have those tough conversations about that
Because
because
of
they don't
what
want to
we
say,
learned in church, that you
yeah.
don't question God and you know
Mhm. Mhm.
whatever it is, like you can't. You can't be, and it's like my thing is if God loves us and He made us, He already knows what's in our heart. But what is in the heart has to come through the mouth at some point in time,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to speak your truth. And so it's been
Yeah.
many times I've been like, God, I don't like you. You get on my nerves. I'm kind of this close to hating you. Like I've been real honest, and but it's been in those moments that I've been honest that I've experienced God in such a way
Mm-hmm.
that many of the people who stay in church and and stay with the verses on their tongue all the time,
Yeah.
they will never experience God the way that I've experienced God.
Yeah.
And the thing is,
Because they
it ain't nobody business either. And
right,
that's
because
the
they
other
feel
part that
because they
people
feel
don't understand.
if they say those things about God or against God, it's blasphemy and they're less of a Christian.
And it's not, it's the
It's not.
truth.
It's the truth. It's the truth.
Like it is the God honest truth. And so for me, y'all, I really truly love this show because it shows, how you can make other things your idol.
Mm-hmm.
And it shows the true human of, the true humanness of Christians. Is,
Mm.
especially when it comes to um especially when it comes to our personal lives and being honest about being honest about your walk with God and the fact that temptation gonna come and get you, and you gonna fall into that temptation, but the thing is that people have to understand is that it's okay.
Yeah.
Like it's not the worst thing that could ever happen. It simply is just that thing. It simply is just that thing that we all go through. And
Mm-hmm.
whether you are strong enough to fight the temptation, great for you. If you're not, okay.
It's
It's
okay.
fine. Like it's okay. It's fine. God forgives you. And it's not that, oh, you give into every single temptation and God is just gonna forgive you. Because I mean, at some point it's like, now you just
Now
doing
come
it.
on. Now
Like,
come
hey,
on now.
now this is purposeful.
Right.
But like I said, y'all, I love that show. It is amazing.
I,
If you
I'm a
have not seen it, see it, and I cannot wait
for season 2.
to, to see everything that happened because
Yeah.
it's two people that possibly killed themselves,
Yeah.
and that is
Um
super exciting.
this show, I'm gonna leave my final note on the show, is very awesome with the character that Yolanda portrayed as Denitra Jordan. Um, it made me realize that statement that I've heard: "There's no hate like Christian hate,"
Whew, girl,
because this girl has some hate. She has some hate, and the lengths that she went through to keep herself as a queen of gospel, whether
girl,
she's willing to admit it or not.
look,
It was just like had my mouth just dropping. And honestly, after I watched the first episode, I did not like Yolanda. I did not like the character that she was
girl, as soon as
portraying.
I as
But
soon as I saw how she was gonna be, I was like, oh shit, I like this.
I kept
But
watching
yeah.
and it was good. It was good. And I honestly don't think I could see anybody else playing
Mm-mm.
that character but
Nope.
Yolanda Adams.
And the thing is, there like every character is so good.
Yeah, well
Every
thought out.
character in acting is so good, and I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I love it so much. But okay,
All right, what others? What she got next?
all right. So,
Was it my turn? Or your turn? My turn.
no, it's your turn because I get
Okay.
to pull the business, so it's your turn.
Okay. So the next series that I'm watching, and I never really thought that who people who don't know me, Ebony know me, but she know that I don't like BET, but for now, for the like the last couple of months, I've been watching BET like nonstop because most of these series that we're talking about are on BET and BET
Yeah,
Plus,
they'll be.
except for
Yep.
P Valley's on Stars. But this other series that I'm watching and I'm fully invested in is on BET, and that is All the Queen's Men. When I
Look,
tell you,
the acting is horrible as fuck. It is
yes, it is.
horrible. It is below D list. It is.
Sometimes it's a little cringe
Oh,
worthy.
it's so cringy. You be like,
But what makes up for it though is it's a good story.
this
Like
story.
whoever's writing, the writing is absolute the
Because
best.
you know Tyler Perry is an executive producer, I believe.
I know he is. He needs a director too.
But no, because I know the first few episodes Kim Fields directed.
Oh, that's right too.
Mm-hmm.
That's right too.
Yeah, so
They
I
might be
think he
trading off.
directed. So they have like I think they trade off with other directors because I know those first few episodes it was Kim Fields.
Yeah, you're right.
And
You're
I
right.
and I would say as much as I love Kim Fields, she's I love her dad. This is one show where them first couple of that first episode, the way she I don't know, like you can kind of tell the difference in directing.
Yeah.
For this, I don't like her style. I don't like her style of directing for all the Queen's men. It just
I know what the first episode it took me just a little bit to catch on to what was going on, but it a little bit, but it got good. I stuck with it. Like I'm gonna stick beside it. I'm gonna stick
look
beside
that
it.
first episode. I was like, I remember texting you and being like, I don't know if I'm gonna ever do this. It's
Exactly.
just way too cringy. It's just like
The acting is
why?
cringy, but I try not to really just focus on the acting, more so just the
Yeah,
characters that they're trying
yeah.
to portray. Like Madam or Marilyn DeVille, aka Madam, has her strip club. Love it. The thing
Like,
that the the thing I like about Madam is that whatever decision that she makes, she stands 10 toes down with it,
baby.
whether it be good or bad.
Mm-hmm.
Good or bad, this is the decision that I'm making. This is what I'm gonna do. Now, one of her character flaws is that she always try to portray that she's in control and that she sometimes manipulate the situation to make sure that she is in control.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But um I love her character. I
Mm-hmm.
love to see a woman in power. Her security guard, bodyguard, Blue,
Blue,
that's the
love
most
her.
cringe worthy acting I've ever seen in a long time.
Girl,
It's so much being forced with that. But what I do like about
girl,
Blue
that's
is
all
loyal to a
love.
fault. Blue is
Girl,
loyal to a fault.
that's all they acting.
Blue is loyal to
Girl, she's loyal.
she is loyal as fuck. Willing to get her hands dirty, and the
You're
madam
like,
can get
now, you
madam get
want
her
me to
hands dirty
handle
too.
this?
Madam gets her hands dirty too.
You
She don't
go.
mind getting her hands dirty.
You go.
But Blue, that one right there, that's the type of friend you need in life.
Baby, you want me to handle this? Girl,
That's
you know I can handle this, madam.
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 We need to get this money out of here, madam.
Look, we need to get this money out of here. Girl,
Well,
it's hilarious.
then we have Amp. Amp is cute. Amp is Madam's
Nephew.
fine ass nephew.
Mm.
Amp has is his character is portraying this innocent, kind of naive young man. Amp was in prison for 9 years for I know he mentioned what was the charge, but
So he was
vehicle manslaughter or something like that.
yeah,
Vehicle
he
manslaughter.
was manslaughter. Yeah, he was dating. He had this girl that he was dating, and they had been at a club. They had been drinking, and he was driving, and I believe they hit a pole, and the girl, it was
God.
boyfriend, flew out the
Mhm.
windshield, and she died. But he, you know, he was alive, and he made it and shit. So
I
yeah,
think the most cringe worthy aspect of that first episode is when he came up there and to the girl's mother to confront her and just apologize. Like I get where he was coming from, but that
but then
shouldn't you should have
that
you
was
should
the
have never
dumbest.
happened.
That was dumb.
That was
Like
the most dumbest
that was
thing you ever
dumb.
could have ever done. Like,
Yeah.
don't do
Girl,
that.
I bet it was cringe worthy. The only part
Like
that was
when I
cringe
saw him
worthy
do
was when
that,
they
when I
was
saw when he
dancing.
got out the car and I saw the lady in her garden, I was like, please don't let that be that person's mother.
I
Please don't let
knew
that be the
it.
person.
I knew
I'm
it.
like, what are you doing, man? You don't do that.
I knew it. I was like,
And then that little slick ass weasel, his roommate at the group home. When I
oh
first
my
saw him,
god, I
when
can't.
I first saw him, I
Girl.
knew his ass was slimy as a
I
snake.
knew he was. I'm like, cause he way too close, and he just
You
move
doing too much.
move the fuck back. Like you want too much. You asking too much. Like you just too much. Like
Way too
damn.
much.
Like y'all like, and then you and the little director dude at the halfway house crooked as fuck.
And always threatening motherfuckers of going back to jail.
Girl, I was like, oh Lord. And now, at the end of the season, I hated the fact that, that old girl, he knocked out old girl and found the money that Blue had been trying to tell Madam
Oh,
to get
dime.
rid of.
Yeah. Girl, it was
And
like 2 million in the walls.
girl, I was, and here he goes trying
Damn.
to take the shit. I'm like, and I'm like, you
But
just
he,
don't know. Madam gonna find you and Madam gonna kill you.
but he got his just results. I'll say that much. He got his just
Okay, yeah,
results.
yeah, don't tell me, because
I'm
I
not.
know they come out with season two is out. Well, they're putting episodes out of season two, and you know me, I don't want to look at a full season unless it is complete, so that I can watch it all the way through. I don't like them little pauses and shit. I can't do it. But
I
girl,
understand.
I love that show.
But let's
The
talk
show is good. So when it comes to storyline. It's
your
like
storyline.
it's like a 8 out of 10. The
Mm-hmm.
acting is like a 2 out of 10.
More like a -2 out of 10.
I was trying to be a little nice.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Like
Like,
Blue's girlfriend got on my nerve. The cop, she got on my nerve. The strippers, like what was shit. I can't even think of their name. My favorite part of this whole of the first season is how she played the judge. I could,
I was like,
girl. I was like, you that judge wrong as fuck. Tell about what?
girl.
I couldn't stand Madam's sister. That was
Oh my
you were
god,
just over dramatic ass.
where's my daddy?
You don't
Where
care about
is
your
he?
daddy. You leaving his ass there at the house by himself.
Hell, not this man staying at the house by himself and he all pissy. But
You
then,
don't care
girl,
about your daddy.
but then to find the episode, to find out what we found out.
Mm.
Ooh, I was like,
Hmm.
ooh,
Hmm.
girl. I mean, I don't want to spoil the final episode of season one because people may not have seen it, but y'all
That was a good
find out
episode.
what we found out. That I was like, it was so good. I was like, that. So it's the storyline and the drama, but
Yeah.
the acting is like negative infinity.
Yeah. Like the storyline with the drama, it keeps you on the edge of your seat.
It does. And so that's why I say it's like a 8. Like a 8 out
Yeah.
of
Yeah. I would say it's refreshing. It's different. It's an interesting background. Um the characters and the lives that they're living is isn't false, because you can encounter this type of those different type of
Mhm.
scenarios anywhere, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yep. Definitely.
I would say this is a really good show. Acting not
Yeah.
so much, but if you really just want like a really good series to watch where you have a woman who is making her own boss moves and making
Mhm.
decisions for the betterment, and then yeah, you need to watch All
Yeah.
the Queen's Men.
Yes. Definitely. All right. So next, I'm going to talk about Bruh.
Who?
Bruh. It's on BET Plus.
Oh, I started to watch that. I couldn't do it. Go
I'm
ahead.
telling you, I couldn't at first either. I couldn't at first either.
Is that by that's Tyler Perry too, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tyler Perry's Bruh.
Hmm.
This is his. So yeah, the next to this one and the other one that I'm gonna mention are Tyler Perry.
Okay.
Now, Bruh, the acting same, the negative infinity. The acting is horrible. One of my least favorite. So okay, it is about these four guys that they grew up knowing each other. They all went to college together. Well, one of them got kicked out of college, and I believe did I think yes he did some jail time because he admitted to sexually harassing a girl.
Oh boy.
Or he either sexually harassed her, well, sexually assaulted. Let's just say that
Hmm.
he admitted to sexually assaulting a girl. Now through because I think they're on season 3 now, but through like their first season, you find out that he really didn't do it. That it was one of their friends who did it. So in the show, um there's James. He's the one who took the fall. There's
Mm-mm.
Mike. He's the lawyer. There's Tom. He's a doctor. And then there's oh, what's the other one's name? I can't think of the other one's name, but he is Ben. There's his name is Ben. He's construction. Uh, he's in construction. Um, so James took the fall from Mike because Mike was the one who got drunk who got drunk in college with the with the dean's daughter, and she couldn't remember what was going on, but she cried rape. She's white. She
Oh, of
cried
course.
rape, and James took the fall for it, even though he didn't do it.
Oh,
Because for
hell no.
him, he looked and he saw and was like, he's gonna go and be a good lawyer. I'm gonna take the fall. However, after all this time, Mike didn't even know that James took the fall for him. But the other two brothers knew. So so pretty much James pretty much messed up his life to where he couldn't really get a reputable job. So what he ended up doing was creating a business with his mom. Now his
Hmm.
mom, if you're familiar with the Tyler Perry, um, with the Tyler Perry plays, is Chandra Corelli. She's
I
the
love Shonda Corelli. Oh
girl,
my
you gonna
god.
hate her in this because she's so
No.
vulgar and so disgusting, and she always hitting on them boys and always, just being. Oh my god, I just it's so cringy, and I like literally the interactions between her and James. I literally have to fast forward them because they're just she's just so disgusting. I mean, she's just super disgusting to me, and
I
I
like
love her.
this. I do
I love
too.
her, but I'm telling you, you gonna be like, nope. Like it's just so nasty. It's like she really should, and it's and most people, and most times I don't care and I don't really mind. people, being, open about their sexuality and sex and all of that, but the way she goes about doing it is so cringy and it's so disgusting. And it's like,
Oh no.
ugh, ugh, it's just nasty. And so then in the show, you have the four brothers, and then two of them have women that they, well, one, so Ben has this woman that he had been with before, ended up breaking up with her. And so she went and got with somebody else, was with that person for like 2 years and was engaged to be married. Well, he did that nigga thing of, I said, I done seen her, oh my God, I realized I really do love her. And you doing all this shit to try and get her back.
Oh
He
shit.
goes and breaks up her wedding.
No, he does not.
Broke her wedding up. Yes. I mean, and you see him like going crazy. I mean, out of his mind. I mean, stalking this girl. It's bad. It's I mean, the guy that you see him as in the beginning, baby, it changed completely. And I was like, ugh. He is just like, he's after her. Like, not listening to her when she's like, leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone. Then finally, when it ends up that, when he breaks up the wedding and she decides, I'm going to LA, to visit some friends. I need to get away from here. I need to get away from you. Leave me alone. Here go being as, I'ma follow her to LA. I'm
Why
a
are men like
surprise
that?
her in LA because I
Why are
love her
people
and I want her and I'm gonna do anything and everything I can to make sure I get her back.
why are people like that? That's
I have no fucking idea. She straight up told you, leave me alone.
no.
Leave me alone. I need some distance. And you just, no, I'm going to go. Well, and I'm going to go into talking about Mike's character because I fucking love his character. But he goes and does this whole shit of going to Ben's first love, Natalie, and saying and lying, talking about he got cancer, he doing well, but he really wanted to see you. So right when he's done packing and he getting ready to head on out to the airport to get to LA, in comes Mike with Natalie. And he just stops in his track and is like, oh my God. And so then, of course, it comes out that he really don't have cancer, and then Mike lied to get her there, but she ends up still staying there because being convinced her is like, hey, no, still stay, like, let's talk, and then everybody was like, well, damn, you straight up forgot about oh girl, and so him and Natalie talk. And she done made, she done, cooked and everything, they talking and just having real conversation. And so then she's like, I'm still sweaty, I need to take a shower. And he was like, yeah, I need to take a shower too. And so they like, huh, let's go.
Oh my god.
They had their shower, came out the shower and was naked. Baby, he was face in the puss. And
Yeah.
he standing over, face in the puss, just
Look, we love a man that likes to dine on Southern cuisine.
you know, you know. But who do you find standing over them?
No, girl.
Girl, yes. Oh, girl, who was supposed to go to LA? Regina, that's her name. Girl, standing over and looking like, oh, this is what we doing. But you're supposed to be in love with me. Girl,
You ain't that much in love now, are you?
I mean, just whole. So, and then that story, it gets even that their whole story gets
I
even.
might have to check it out then.
I'm telling you,
Is the
he's like
acting good? Is it some good acting? Or we still
now.
cringing?
I straight up told you this is Tyler Perry. It is negative infinity acting.
Okay,
It is negative infinity acting.
but we
Okay,
watching it because but it gives us a good story.
because it's good as hell.
His writing is good, but who? Okay, so off top. Well, I guess because this is still topic.
It's still on top.
Who who is recruiting the actors? Who is over this?
Who is teaching them how to act
What school are you going to?
if they went to a school at all?
Oh God, girl. Okay.
Okay, so now moving on, because let me go ahead. So I did James and Ben. Now, Mike,
Mm-hmm.
number one, he fine.
Oh, Mike, fine.
Mike fine. Now, okay, so here's the thing. All of them are cute. All of them are cute. They are. But Mike fine.
Mike,
He's
fine. Okay.
short. He like maybe 5'9", somewhere between 5'9" and 5'11", somewhere in there. But he's the shortest out of all of them.
Okay.
He's a lawyer. He dressed
Mm-hmm.
really nice, tailored suits. I mean, girl, oof. He the hoe.
Of
And
course
you
he
know
is.
how I am about them hoes. Baby, and then the women that he fuck with, they know he a hoe. But then finally, yet again, like Ben, he saw one of his hoes on a date with another man.
Why are you upset?
Got upset.
I
Didn't
can't
like the way he
stand men
looked.
like that. I can't stand men
He
like
didn't
that.
like the way
Or
he
women.
looked.
Oh my God. It's that whole mentality. If I can't have you, nobody else can. You a hoe. You fucking all these other women out here. Y'all know what this relationship is. Oh, so it's okay for you to be with other people, but I can't. And we
No,
not in no
and,
committed
and
relationship.
no, and the thing is, like, she was fucking other people, and he knew that, and he was like, okay, whatever. But when he actually saw it for his own eyes, that's when it was like.
He has no reason to get upset.
But then he realized that he loved her, like really loved her, and was like, okay, I need to, I'm going to profess my love. And so he
Oh my
did. And
God.
she was like, and so the woman that he was trying to get with, her name escapes me, but she's this light skinned, beautiful black woman. And actually, in real life, they're together. They're
Oh, okay.
dating,
Nice.
which is so beautiful. Um, but yeah, so he tells her that he loves her. He has all this erratic behavior, and it's like, what the hell is going on with you? But he tells her that he loves her, and they go, and so she's like, okay, okay. She gives in, we be together. So then they're together. However, before they were together, she had invited this guy that she had been on a date with before. That yet again, he like came to try and like get in between it. And so she had invited this guy to Regina's wedding because Regina and this girl, they know, like, they know each other. They're really good friends. She brings old dude there. Mike, with his childish ass, go gets in between them and is sitting in between them.
Like ain't
And
shit
every single
happening.
time old dude tries to talk to the girl, here go Mike moving with him so that he's
I'm getting pissed off just listening to this shit.
Girl, it's so goddamn funny. It's funny. It's hilarious. Now, let me roll back because this just, girl, Ben is like, I want to be Regina's knight in shining armor because she, wants, because she likes the whole fairy tale idea. He decides, I'm going to get a white horse and
What?
borrows Tom's tuxedo and is like, I'm be her knight in shining armor and I'm going to show her a grand gesture that I really love her. Gets on the horse. Now, of course, we don't see any of this, but he's riding, and something happens where like the horse got spooked or something,
Mm-hmm.
and he falls the fuck off.
That's what his
And
ass get.
and girl, he hurt his arm.
He
So
ain't
he
hurt.
so and so he ends up going to the hospital,
Of course.
and he ends up going to the hospital. Girl, he like a little bitty baby. Girl, just a baby, just girl, just a goddamn baby. And so arm in the sling, he's like, you do this.
Oh my
Girl, just
god.
craziness. But anyway, so while that's going on, Mike is just actively, physically blocking this dude from talking. So girl. So then finally, wedding gets now the girl now Regina was already having cold feet and was having second thoughts. But then was like, nope, I'm gonna do it. So then she goes there, about to do it. Here come being in his broke ass arm. Don't marry him. And then him and the groom get into a fight. And it's girl, it was just bad. It was just girl. And so Mike, is like, and so back onto Mike, he's like, I really love you. I really want us to be together. Well, he did something to fuck it up.
Of course he did.
And she's like, this is why I don't, this is why I knew I couldn't trust you. All this other shit. And so then he's like, so pretty much. So then, he's like trying to like let her see, but then he's like, fuck it, you don't want to see it, I'm gonna just go back to my whole ways. And so he kind of does, but then he admits to a girl that he has issues with cocaine. Girl,
Now he hooked on the yay yay.
girl, he hooked on it bad to the point they get into a fight. Like he gets into a fight with her because she's trying to like take it away from him, and he's like, "Fuck it, whatever." But then he finally relents, and they find him an outpatient place that
Mm-hmm.
he can go to. And he only has to go on the weekends. He can still, work and all of that. But then one of the counselors,
Mm-hmm.
Natalie, who was Ben's first club.
Oh my god, this is just too much shit going on now.
Girl, it's a lot. So that's his whole story. Then there's Tom.
How many is it on there?
There's four.
Oh god, girl, go
Because
ahead with time.
no, this is the last one. This is the last one. Yeah.
Go ahead with time. Go ahead with time.
Yep, that's the last one. Now Tom is more subdued. Like he's like a lot more level headed, not
Somebody gotta be.
yeah, he's definitely a lot more level headed. But he's mixed, white and black, mom is white, dad is black.
Okay.
But when it opens, you see him with this nurse, and this nurse is like head over heels for him because they only had sex once. And she's thinking that he loves her, and he's like, I don't. And so
See, that's the reason why you can't have sex with everybody. Cause they get hooked.
Nope.
They get hooked.
And the thing is, he had been telling the bros about this girl, and Mike and Ben was like, "Go ahead and give it to him. Go ahead and give it to him," because he was like, "I don't know." So then, because he didn't want to be with her, she cries rape. Goes to the goes to the chief of staff or whatever, and complain and files a complaint of
I,
sexual harassment, of sexual
I
assault.
got a story to tell you about something that's similar happened when I was working in the college, but go ahead.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. So then she's like going in with this, and so he gets Mike and it's like, "Hey, I need you to I need you to represent me." Mike's like, "Cool, girl." Mike got so the four brothers were out having a drink.
Mm-hmm.
Here she comes storming up, saying all this, saying all this stuff. Mike gets his phone. It's like, "Hey, hey, hey, it's okay." Asking her questions to get her to answer, and then says, "Thank you. I got it on, thank you. I got it on recording, everything that you said. So if you don't
Mm-hmm.
leave him alone or whatever it is, like, this is gonna be sent, whatever." And she's
Right.
like, "Oh my God," and cussing and stuff. So then she finally goes to chief staff and tells the truth about what happened. And and so then he's like, "Okay, well, what's gonna happen to her? Oh, she's gonna be dealt with. She's definitely gonna, be reprimanded." And he's like, "No,
That's it.
like y'all were like, I was getting ready to not only lose my job but lose my license. That's like, no, y'all need to do something else. You need to do something more." So then chief staff is talking to him, and you'll recognize the chief of staff too because she's in a few of Tyler Perry's plays as well.
Of course.
And so she then, is talking to him and then ask him something like, what would I need to do for you to come on to me? Or what would it take for me to have sex with you? Like something like that. He's
What?
like, "Whoa, wait, what are you asking?" And she was like, "No, it's just an exercise. So that,
No,
so
the hell
that
it is.
anything we girl, I'm telling you,
I don't know if I want to
Brandy,
watch this.
Brandy, I'm telling you, because I mean
I'm getting
it
pissed.
but it gets good. It's
Okay.
like I'm telling you, because my homegirl Rochelle got me on. It's good. It's
Okay.
good.
I'll check it
So
out.
yeah. So just really quick, I want to touch in on one that I'm currently watching right now, which is The Oval. Now this is
I've
Tyler
been meaning
Perry's.
to watch that. I've been meaning to
This is
watch. I got it on
Tyler.
my list. I got it on my
This
list.
this is Tyler Perry's as well. The
Uh huh.
acting
Uh huh.
much better.
Okay. Cool.
The acting is like a 7, 8 out of 10. It's
Okay.
like
We good.
it's somewhere. Yes,
We good.
it's good. The acting is good. But it's about this white man and black
Oh,
woman. They're married. They're in the White House. So
right.
they're
Right.
so this is like after the Trump administration,
Okay. Good.
and they are, pretty much they hate each other, can't stand each other. They be like fighting, like slapping and hitting each other, fighting. They have some kids. Baby, the little boy is creepy, disgusting, always walking around,
Don't
sneaking
tell me.
around naked, just sneaking around. Girl, just creepy as fuck. And then the daughter is in love with this gangster dude, trying to like
Cause
live
she
that
want a
life,
thug. She want a thug.
trying to
Okay.
live that life, and she ain't about that life.
Of course not.
Girl, I don't even want to tell you about it because it's so much to go into, and we'd be here for a while. But the Oval is so like it's so good. Oh my God, it's so good because it used to be on TLC, and
Mm,
now it's strictly on
Be-
NBC Plus.
yeah.
Is good as fuck.
All right.
And
I
then
got that on my list to watch.
another one that I have on my list to watch is Sisters because it's a spinoff of Brothers.
Sisters is good. I've been watching that.
Okay, and then another one that I'm going to be watching is Ruthless because
Was it? What'd you say?
Ruthless
Yeah,
because
Ruthless.
the
Okay.
Oval and Ruthless connect.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Okay, I need to put that one on my list too. Well,
yes,
let me go ahead and
yes,
talk. Let me add this right quick on my.
yeah,
Hold on. Don't
yeah.
mind me, y'all. I'm just adding this
Okay,
on my
but
thing.
that's I mean, and of course, I have so many other things, y'all, that I watch because I am
Okay.
in love with streaming. Like Disney Plus, I'm watching stuff. HBO Max, I'm watching stuff. Hulu
Mm-hmm.
and Netflix, I'm watching stuff. And I'm an anime girl, so
Yep.
I'm watching anime as well. So I mean, there's just so many things.
You need to get Funimation animation.
Funimation.
That's where I watch all my anime.
Yeah, so I mean, so I have Funimation, I have Crunchyroll, and of course,
Oh,
I
okay,
watch
cool.
anime on Netflix and Amazon Prime Video.
Yep.
Oh yeah, so girl, trust me, I'm
Okay.
I'm right there in it.
All
I'm
right.
right
So
there.
I got two. My next one here, this is one that I would not recommend. Hands down, would not recommend. Okay. So I started watching Carl Rubber, The Family Business. I watched the first season. Okay. The acting is really the acting is really bad. Like really, really, really bad. It's a B class TV show at best.
B class,
Um B
not D,
class.
not D or C.
The storyline is good, so I give it a B.
Okay.
So basically it's about the Duncan family, okay,
I've
who
seen a
are
couple episodes.
huh?
I think I've seen like one, maybe two episodes.
Yeah, it's about the Duncan family who portrays an upstanding family who is thriving off an exotic car dealership in New York, but really how they fund their lavish lifestyle is that they deal drugs. Like they deep into that drug game. Cartel, and you know, if you fucking with the cartel, you deep into it. But I just I couldn't watch another season after season one. It was just the acting. It was just usually, you know,
It
you
was
can
really
push through.
bad. Yeah,
Usually sometimes you can push through it because it's a really good
yeah,
story, but I couldn't push through it. So what I'm gonna do is this is based off of a book. I'm just gonna buy the book and read it.
yeah.
I'm just gonna buy the book,
Because
and
that might be,
it might be better for me.
yeah.
Um,
But hell,
this
the book might be bad too.
well, now
I mean,
the review
well,
on the book is pretty good for the
okay,
review
it's just the show
wise.
is horrible. Okay,
Yeah,
got
the show is horrible. The book
it.
is
Okay,
good.
okay.
So this other one, this is a series that I'm anticipating that's coming out August 21st, which is House of Dragons. Now, if you have not watched Game of Thrones, you will not know what the fuck is going on with this, okay? Because this is a prequel for Game of Thrones, okay? And so this series is going to be taking place 200 years before the events of Game of Thrones, and House Targaryen is still in ruling all the seven kingdoms. So I'm very, 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 very
I'm looking forward to that.
super excited
Mm-hmm.
about House of Dragons, which will be coming on HBO Max.
Mm-hmm. And so, if you haven't seen Game of Thrones,
You need to.
it's on HBO Max. All what eight
All
seasons?
8 seasons. I'll be
Go watch
honest with
it.
you. Season 7 and 8 was a little womp womp womp, but you know what? It was still good.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little sus, but it was still good. So House of Dragons. Um, I'm anticipating a really good series with
Yeah,
that.
yeah, and
Um,
so
go ahead.
for me, I'll just go through some stuff that I've watched that's just really good.
Hmm.
So like on HBO Max, cartoon series Young Justice, DC Comics, so good.
You know what you need to watch?
Hmm.
Because you know I'm a Batman fan. Like I love
Hmm.
Batman. You need to watch Beware the Batman.
Huh?
You need to watch Beware the Batman.
Okay. And see, I plan on going through the DC comics and doing it.
Hmm.
But then there's also Harley Quinn on
Oh, I loved
HBO.
it. Loved
Mhm.
it.
So good. And just like that, which is the spin-off of Sex and the City, which is like, them
Yeah.
into their older age or whatever. Then um there is Divorce, which
Hmm.
has uh who is it? Which has
Hmm.
who is it? Is it Sarah Jessica Parker? Yes. Yes. Yep. Yeah. This is her and she's in it. And it's actually really good because it's a very dry, dark comedy.
Okay.
I like it. Then moving to Hulu, Grownish just came out with a new season with old girl's brother, Junior. He's now in college, and you kind of see him along with Zoe's whatever. Handmaid's Tale. I still haven't seen the new season, but I plan on looking at it. Then there's Only Murders in the Building. Love that show. The second season is out. Like they're doing episodes of the second season, and I've heard that it's good. Now on Netflix, the new season of The Upshaws is on. Love that show. Haven't seen the second season yet, but I will get to it. Virgin River new season is out. That is a great show, drama. It's amazing. Stranger Things, the fourth season just came out a few weeks ago. I've seen the first part of. I've seen. Yeah, I believe I've seen the first part of uh of the fourth season. I haven't seen the second part just yet.
Okay.
Um, then Umbrella Academy, they coming with a new season. I haven't seen it yet, and I'm waiting for Never Have I Ever. And there are so many other shows that I watch that I'm either waiting for a new season or I need to catch up on it. But these are just a few, and then two anime, which I really have more anime that I'm actually looking at, but these are just two on Netflix that I'm watching so far. Is a Agresco, which is about this cat who does who works in accounting,
Okay.
and she gets trampled on, like taken advantage of hard.
Oh no.
But she does karaoke, and that karaoke is heavy metal. Like, and she goes in. I mean, goes in, and it's so good. And then the last one is The Disastrous Life of Psyche.
Hmm.
That one, it's slow, but if you just I'm one of those that I will continue to follow the story because the storyline is just so good. And some of it, I just be like, what the fuck? But I don't know. That's just me. I think something in me likes the torture. I don't know, but
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's just something I'm like, no, I can't.
You can't do it. I
But
understand.
you know, yeah.
Okay.
So those are mine.
All right. Good, good, good. I think it's amazing how like me how many shows that we watch.
Good. I mean,
Like
because I've been a TV fanatic since I was a little girl. Like, I
I've
would
been
like my
like
punishment
recent
would be you can't look at TV, and it would hurt me so much.
I think for me now recently just like getting into different dramas cuz usually,
Mhm.
I'm into true crime. I'm watching the first
Yeah.
48, Snapped
Mhm.
and stuff like that. That's what I usually watch, but I'm enjoying watching these other dramas.
Mhm.
Okay. So, I professionally woke and I got a surprise for you.
Yeah. Okay.
So to start, we kind of touched on I didn't who is this Colin? Okay. We kind of touched on what the topic was in our discussion about one of our TV series.
Okay.
Okay. So to introduce what my topic is, or if you can say it's a topic or not, I don't know. But I'm going to read you. an excerpt out of my journal on what I wrote on something. Okay. So when you're the strong person in the room, there's not much space for your brokenness. People who are used to your flowers don't know how to respond to your roots. All pain sealed under the band aid of faith, because as we say, all things work for the good. And yes, there are challenges that we face as part of the journey to become, but it does not negate the pain they create while the work is being done. And I wonder how many people are lost behind the facade of blessed and highly favored while struggling with hurt produced on the journey of faith. So today's topic in our professional woke is the journey of faith.
Ooh. Okay, girl.
So, I'll go first. I was raised in the church, Pentecostal Church of God in Christ. There is so much, there were so many do's and don'ts
Mhm.
growing up in Church of God in Christ. And it wasn't so much the things that was in the Bible. It was things that the rules or whatever that they were making up. That's why I always say that I am not a religious person.
Mhm.
I'm more spiritual.
Yep.
And as I grew older and really just started reading the Bible for myself, getting my own understanding and my own relationship with God as a whole, I was like, you know what, that crap this ain't right.
Yep.
This is not right. And nowhere in the Bible says this, that, and the third. Um, and so I think a lot of times once we grow older and start actually having that intimate relationship with God, we have to overcome our trauma dealing with the faith because it's an inherited faith.
Oh yeah.
Let's be honest, it's an inherited faith.
Yeah.
Okay. So, unless until you have your own personal experience with God, you really just don't honestly know God for yourself.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah. What about you?
Um, I grew up in church, but I grew up in Baptist.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so there were rules, but probably not as many as Kojic. Um, but
Mm-hmm.
the one thing that I find is that the religion of Christianity, is very hypocritical,
Mm-hmm.
very judgmental,
Mm-hmm.
and this whole look about unconditional love does not exist. Um, but I can say that used to be a product of
Mm-hmm.
that because I mean it's what I grew up in. It's what I grew up with. Now I wasn't the person. Now I didn't grow up in a home where all we listened to was gospel music.
I
No,
didn't
my
either.
mom let us listen
I didn't either.
we were listening to R&B, hip hop,
Mm-hmm.
jazz. We were listening to gospel. We listened to some classical stuff, but not a whole lot of it. Um, and listen to pop music
Mm-hmm.
because pop music was became my thing in like the mid to late '90s. So I want to say I was about 7, 8 years old when I found NSYNC and the Backstreet Boys.
Mm-hmm.
And, that was my thing. But anyway, however, when it came to the belief about people and what was right and what was wrong, it was very difficult for me when I got to high school to be okay with people that were gay because I was taught for so long, oh, that's nasty, that's disgusting, and you were shunned if you claimed to be gay. And
Hmm.
so when I got into high school and it was in my face, I was like, oh shit. So then I had to realize, okay, Bible says it's a sin. Why are people out here doing it? Um, I then had to come to the conclusion that it's not my business.
Pretty much.
It's not my business why somebody chooses to do the shit they do. Why somebody chooses to love the person they love. It's not my business. My job is simply to love them. That is it. And it wasn't until I got in college where I want to say my last semester in college, I questioned if God was real because there were just so many contradictions and things that I was just like, what the fuck? Like there was just so much, and I was like, and I literally was like, I don't even know if I believe in God anymore.
I think for me, when I got into college and I took my religion classes because it was mandatory because I went to a
Mhm,
faith based institute,
mhm,
it made me start questioning and looking elsewhere besides the Bible.
mhm,
Because I grew up, well, my mom had a troubled past, and so she once she got saved, she clung to God as far as her salvation. Now you know my mom could cuss like nobody else, and she
mhm,
still did, mother of the church and everything. um my mom was saved, but she wasn't that type that was all holy holy, you can't tell me nothing type of saved.
mhm,
But she believed that the Bible is right and somebody's wrong. And so after a point in time for me, that just wasn't the case anymore. That just wasn't the case. Like I can't, if you are going through some issues, say like depression, all right, you gonna have near about depression. I just can't give you a Bible verse and just leave it at that. That's not what you do.
no. And
Or
so,
the favorite line, go to pray about it and leave it alone. I can't do that. And nobody really should do that.
no. And I'm not, continuing to pray about it until it's gone.
Mm-mm.
That doesn't exist for many people.
It
And
doesn't
so,
exist.
I will say this. My faith was restored in God when I reached out to one of my really good college friends. And all I told him to do was just pray for me. I didn't say what to pray for me for, but I just said pray for me.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's all I had.
Mm-hmm.
He called me and was like, he said, I wanted to call. He was like, because want people, he said, 'cause I want people to, he said, because I like people to know and understand that when you ask me to pray for you, I really truly am praying for you. And he was like, and I just feel led to pray for you over the phone. And so I was like, okay. He starts praying and he's like, God, I don't know why you wanted, you know, me to pray for Nisi, but he pretty much then starts talking about restoring my faith and
Mm-hmm.
knowing who I am and just going into all this stuff. And I could not help but cry because I was like, I didn't say anything to you.
Mm-hmm.
How would you know? And he was like, I just prayed and asked. And so literally at the end, I was like, how? Like, how would you know? And, he literally was like, he said, God literally just told me what to pray for. That's what I was led to pray for. And I was just like, oh my God. I was like,
Okay.
okay. And so that moment was like the biggest piece that restored my faith. And then there was, other things that happened in like that week. And I was
Mm.
like, okay, God, you really truly are real. And I was like, okay. And at that point, I was like, cool, where we go from here. And it was in 2017 when I was in my mom's house by myself. She was doing something. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I was in the house by myself, and I just got done with like a supervision or something. And there was like stuff going on with my brother. It was just stuff happening. And I was just like, you know what, God, I'm completely open to you. Use me however you're gonna use me. I
Mhm.
am now and forever open to whatever you have for me. Whatever you want to do through me, use me. And when I tell you, I walked like it was the first. Well, I had felt God's presence before. I had, but this was one where I literally felt God in me, like
Mm.
literally using me, praying through the house, praying for my brother, praying for my education because I was doing my master's degree and I was at the end of it. And then I woke up the next morning and God led me and said, the woman that's, acting as your supervisor right now, go and pray for her. And so I took it to the side and I was like, God, just lead me. And God just gave me all these words and things to say to her and pray for her and just all these things. And so, and literally ever since then, I've always vowed that whenever and however you want to use me, God, use me. And it's made my life better because I've opened my eyes to the Bible and the history of the Bible and understanding that for myself. Um, and understanding that there are parts of God's word that are real and that are very useful, and there are other parts that aren't. Um,
Mhm.
and I have that understanding. And many people be like, "Oh my God, you're wrong, you're wrong." Well, I mean that's your opinion, and that's
Yeah.
okay. But I find connection with God through my daily interactions with people, through
Mhm.
the work that I do, through the music, um, through me, listening to gospel music and even some other types of music. Like I, I feel God in it. Like one of my favorite artists is PJ Morton.
Mhm.
He's written so many gospel songs, and one that people love is "Let Go, Let God." He
Yep.
wrote that song, and he does the background vocals for that song. And so, but when you listen to his music, there's a spirituality about it. And when you go to his concert, it is a spiritual experience. And so it's like God in him, and you know that what he's doing really truly is God led. And I love it. Like he is now become my favorite artist,
Mhm.
or one of my favorite artists, because I have many of them. But for me, when it comes to spirituality, and even when it comes to spirituality in the workplace, and I'm gonna say this, and a bunch of people that are counselors and therapists may totally disagree with me, and it's totally fine. But counseling, the basic skills is rooted in Christianity. It really is because one of the things that is like one of the basic skills that we have to have is unconditional positive regard. What that sound like?
Jesus.
Unconditional love. We have to have empathy. We have to be non-judgmental. We cannot be discriminatory. That's all Christianity.
Yeah.
But of course, these theorists they break it apart and they don't want to call it that, and they want to call it something else so that other people can do it. And I never forget, I was in my master's degree, and when I was trying to understand these basic skills, it was nobody but God that said, "Look at these again. You already know what this is. You need to
Hmm.
develop a lot more of it, but you know what it is." And when I looked, I was like, "Wait a minute. This is nothing but Christianity." That's literally what this is. But the basics of what Christianity is supposed to be, not what these preachers and ministers have made it to be.
Oh yeah. A lot of the preaching that goes on is about prosperity. And don't get me wrong, prosperity is all good and well. We love it. Or they're in the pulpit taking a political stance and don't have nothing to do with the Bible at
Which
all.
mm,
No, I'm all for
I will
some
say a
like
little. I actually will disagree because politics does live in the Bible. It really does.
it lives in the Bible, yes it does, but when I say that, I'm talking about hateful, being
Yeah.
hateful. That
Mhm.
evangelical, whatever, you know what I'm trying to say, pastor in
Evangelical.
Tennessee. Yeah, pastor. He literally told his congregation that if you vote Democrat, you're evil. You're of the devil.
Okay, yeah, no,
That's
no,
the,
that is not of
that's the
God.
type of that's the
That is
type of
not of
politics
God. Okay,
that
that's
I'm
yeah.
talking about.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about. That type that has nothing to do with the Bible. But if you will
Nothing at all.
indulge me a little bit, I want you to listen to another type of politics that was said in the pulpit that came off that was very biblical, very spiritual, and very understanding of what's going on. Hold on, I'm gonna play it. They turned. Can you hear it? And reverse Roe versus Wade. Now, what are you doing, sanctified preacher, talking about Roe versus Wade? And I'm gonna tell you on my way to this Bible. I am against abortion. I am alive because I had a mama that let me live. I am against it, but I am also against forcing my morals on anybody else. Because when you legislate morality,
Hmm.
the problem is who morals you gonna use.
Who is that?
That is Dr. Terrence Merritt, and that was his response to the Supreme Court decision when they overturned Roe versus Wade.
He sounded black, but I kind of feel like he might be
He
white.
is.
Okay,
He
you black.
is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think sometimes that is perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm.
Hateful, or you
Mm-hmm.
having your congregation where you're saying go Brandon, which basically is a translate, they chant go Brandon in the church. You know what go Brandon means?
No.
Fuck Biden. I don't like that.
What?
Mm-hmm. 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 I think Greg Lockett. That's the pastor in Tennessee. Greg Lockett. Yeah. Yeah.
Go, Brandon.
Go Brandon. It basically it's like a little code word for fuck Biden. And you chant this in the house of God?
We're supposed to have unconditional love for people.
I people forget. People who are
Like, you cannot like
um
somebody and not be for,
you
their
can't
thoughts and ideas. You can
you
disagree, but for you to go so far as to be this disrespectful of somebody who will
you
tell you,
cannot say that you love God but you hate God's
and
people.
thank you, you
You
can't.
cannot you just can't. You cannot say because no matter what we are, black, white, Asian, Hispanic, straight, gay, lesbian, bi, whatever, we're all God's children. We're all God's people. You cannot sit there and say that you are a Christian, but you hate his people. People are so soon to forget that Jesus never pointed out an accusing finger to no one. He sat down and broke bread with the Gentiles. He always had his palm open, a healing palm at that, to heal whoever. But I digress. I
Well,
digress. I've never had experience what you experience as far as like questioning God or questioning my faith. Um my only thing is that I've always wanted to walk in the path that God had for me. And in order for me to do that, I had to relinquish quote unquote control, which is basically an illusion. We think we have control, but we don't. I think that's only been my thing. Like I always knew that I had a path set for me, but um I just had to let go and let God to use me in order to get there, or allow my walls that I built to come down to allow people in my life to put me on the right path, if that makes sense. So,
yeah.
but yeah, that's all I have for that. You have anything else to add?
No, girl, that was a good one.
Thank you. Funny story. Funny story before we go. You know how you were talking about bro and how he went down and all that type of stuff.
Yes.
Okay, so during homecoming, of course, homecoming is big for any college,
Yes.
especially at HBCU.
Hell yeah.
So we had like whole different other colleges there. Like we had Wiley, we had some people from TC, Commerce was down there, even some people from SFA. So this girl decided to make a report that these four boys raped her, and they were some cues from Wiley.
Oh dear.
So somehow we got a hold of those boys. We had Wood County there and everything. They turned around. Now, if these boys actually did something, they sure as hell wouldn't have turned around. So yeah, she was screaming. They took advantage of her and all that type of stuff. They came back and talked to us with Wood County. They had a video, and
Hmm.
that let me tell you, all what they all it was consensual.
I bet it was.
It was it got wild. It got wild. We had to sit there and watch that whole fucking video too, girl.
Hmm. I
Girl,
bet it was consensual.
they put some adult entertainers to shame. Let me tell you that. But no. But yeah, you have to be very careful about who you sleep with, because they're gonna get caught up in their feelings. If you know that this is just supposed to be, some late night creeping, being my little sneaky link, then that's what it is.
Yeah.
Don't be trying to get all possessive and controlling when you see the person who you fooling around with someone else. You already knew what it was from the beginning.
Yeah. Like you
You knew.
now you just
I don't understand that. This is why you have to set boundaries. This is why you don't go to their house. You don't
yeah.
bring them to your house. You don't give them your real number. You get yourself a Google number.
Thank you.
Okay.
Baby,
You
I've
don't
had
get
a Google number for a long.
Me too. You don't even drive your car to the meetup spot. You just get an Uber. You
Oh,
get
you
an
got
Uber
my
there. You get an Uber. You get an Uber going back home because it's too much. People are crazy nowadays.
I don't even got a car. So
Right.
I don't even got a car.
It's
So
people are crazy.
where
But yeah, that's go ahead. What'd you say?
I mean that's crazy. Like
Mm.
you wanna holler and scream, great, and but you know what you did was consensual.
Oh girl,
It's
it was
like
nasty.
why I do not and I don't understand and I will never understand.
I
And
try
I
not
won't
to.
because that's hurtful and it's painful and you are pretty much putting yourself in this position of you're putting yourself in this position of ruining somebody's life because they don't want to be with you
Yeah,
or you was a, like you did a you performed some whole things and instead of just admitting what it is, oh, because you gonna get in trouble and to keep you from getting in trouble you
you're gonna
want
get
to
somebody
go
else in trouble.
and you want to get somebody else in trouble and ruin their life.
Yeah.
But this is one of those moments where I'm quite thankful that they had enough that somewhere in their minds they were like, "Oh, let's record this."
No, because like once they said they were turning around, we all was like, this is not true.
Yeah,
Even the
yeah,
cops was like, I ain't never seen nobody who was guilty just turn around.
hell no.
So we was all like, so we was already like, this is not what it's making out, what she's making it out to be.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah,
but yeah. So, I don't have anything else to add.
I don't either. This has been a long but good show.
It has, and I hope
Talked about so
those.
many things.
Hmm. And I hope
And
those who are watching and even listening enjoyed us sit here and ramble on about our favorite television series that
yes,
we're
because
currently
as
we
y'all see,
currently watching.
this is what has become of our lives.
Pretty
That's
much,
okay.
it's
This,
okay.
you get older and going out and partying and stuff. It's just it's like for what, you know?
Mm. But yeah, but please go ahead, you all. Go ahead and follow us on our Twitter at essentialdetox.com. And also hit that subscribe button and notification button to let you know whenever we post another video on our YouTube channel, which is at Essential Detox. Okay. And we thank you so much for listening and watching us. We hope that we brought some entertainment into your life as well as brought some fresh perspective about our journey with faith. So maybe you can relate to us and we always have a seat at our table about it because I'm pretty sure we're not the only ones who feel like that.
Mhm. I know for sure we're not the
For a
only
fact.
ones.
For a fact. So again, thank you so much for listening and watching and have a beautiful, blessed day. And we will see you in the next one. Goodbye, y'all.
Bye.